صلاتهم. السلام عليكم.
والصلاة والسلام على رسول محمد سيد الأولين والآخرين. مدد يا رسول مدد يا سادة دستور ما شاء الله هذا شيخ محمد. طريقتنا الصحبة والخير في الجمعية. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إنك لا تهدي من تشاء من يحب الأخير، ولكن الله يهدي من يشاء، أو كما قال صدق الله العظيم. Allah Azze ve Celle buyuruyor, işte sevdiğine hidayet veremezsin. Bu Peygamber Efendimiz sallallahu aleyhi ve selleme bile söylüyor bunu.
Allah Almighty says that you cannot guide whoever you desire. And you, Almighty Allah, says that even to our beloved Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, that it is not you, O beloved Prophet, it is not you. You cannot guide those who you like.
Allah istediğine hidayet verir.
It is Him, Allah Almighty only, who guides whoever He, Almighty Allah, likes.
Allah hidayet eriştirdiği insanlar seçilmiş insanlardır.
Those people whom Allah Almighty has guided to the right path are people who have been chosen by Allah Almighty.
Onlar Allah lütfuyla hidayete vermiş onlara.
And Allah Almighty granted guidance to them through His divine grace and through His divine favor.
Sen istediği kadar uğraş yapamazsın.
It is not up to you. You may do whatever you like, but you cannot make people to be guided to the right way.
Allah verdiyse o büyük bir nimettir.
It is only through the divine favor of Allah Almighty that someone is rightly guided. And if someone has been rightly guided, that person has received a great divine favor by Allah Almighty.
Büyük bir ikramdır Allah Azze ve Celle.
To be guidance is a divine gift by Allah Almighty.
Onun için bu yolda olan insanlar, Allah Azze ve Celle'nin yolunda hidayette olan insanlar şükretmesi lazım ki
Therefore, those who follow this way, which is the way of Allah Almighty, those who follow the way of Allah Almighty, must be thankful.
Tabi şükür teduvun ni'am. Şükürle nimetler devam eder.
And it is through your thankfulness and your gratitude that the favors you receive will continue.
Şükretmezsen nimet elinden gider, Allah muhafaza etsin.
If you are not thankful, then you are running the danger of losing these divine favors. May Allah Almighty protect us.
Her türlü nimet. En büyük nimet
And this applies to all kind of favors.
iman nimetidir ki
And the greatest favor of all is the favor of having faith.
o hem dünyada hem ahirette insana rahatlık verir.
If you have been granted that favor of having faith, then you will find comfort and peace both in this world as well as in the hereafter.
Kurtuluş olur.
To have faith means to find salvation.
Her türlü sıkıntıdan kurtulur.
To have faith means to be rescued from all kinds and situations of distress.
İman en büyük nimeti, onun için
Faith is the greatest favor.
fakir olsa da, hasta olsa da,
Whether you are poor or whether you are ill
zulüm görse de,
or whether you are undergoing oppression,
iman varsa onun bir tesir etmez.
as long as you have faith, nothing can have an impact on you. Nothing can influence you.
İman olmasa o vakit en ufak bir şeyde huzursuz olur, rahatsız olur.
If a person does not have faith, then even the minor and slightest things may disturb you.
Kendini iyi hissetmez.
Even if you do not have faith, even minor things may disturb you and may make you feel not at peace, not at rest.
Onun için bu nimetlere daim olsun diye şükretmek lazım.
Therefore, in order for this divine favor of faith and for all favors to continue, we must continuously be thankful to Allah Almighty.
Dediğimiz gibi en büyük nimet iman nimetidir.
And as we said, the greatest favor of all is the favor of having been granted faith.
Öteki nimetlerde rızıktır, sıhhattır.
All other favors, whether it's your worldly provision, or whether it's health,
Zürriyettir,
or whether it's your children,
dünya işleridir.
or your worldly affairs,
Hepsine şükürle
all these things are favors by Allah Almighty for which you must be thankful.
hem daha çoğalır hem daha güzel olur.
And if you are thankful, these favors will increase and will become more and more beautiful.
Onun için bu mübarek günleri Allah bize hidayet verdi diye
During these blessed days we now find ourselves in, we must be thankful to Allah Almighty that He has granted us His guidance.
şükretmek lazım. Herkese nasip olmuyor.
Not everyone has received this guidance.
Müslüman memleketlerde bile Müslümanlara itibar eden yok.
Even as in Muslim countries we experience that Muslims are not respected.
Başka dünya ehline kanıp onlara itibar ederler.
People are deceived by worldly people and they are cheated by worldly people.
Ne söylerlerse bir kanun gibi onun peşinde koştururlar.
And they run after worldly people and they consider what worldly people say as law and run after those worldly people.
Halbuki onlara o şans vermemiş Allah Azze ve Celle. O nimeti vermemiş Allah Azze ve Celle.
However, those worldly people, they are unlucky because they have not been given that divine favor of faith by Allah Almighty.
Verdiği nimetlere şükredelim inşallah.
May we be thankful for the favors which Allah Almighty has granted to us.
Başkasının dünya için onlara gıpta edip onlar gibi olmak için Allah'tan temenni etmeyin.
Do not admire those worldly people and try not to be like the worldly people, and do not admire them for their worldly possessions and belongings and for their standing in this world. Don't ask for that kind of favor.
Allah'tan ancak bu yolda sabit kadem kılmak için
The favor you should be asking Allah Almighty for should be that divine favor of faith and to be steadfast in continuously following this way of Allah Almighty.
dua edin. Allah yardımcınız olsun.
May continuously ask Allah Almighty and thank Allah Almighty and ask Him for His guidance to make you steadfast in following His way. May Allah Almighty support us.
Allah nimetleri daim olsun.
And may Allah Almighty's divine favors upon us be everlasting.
Allah çoğalsın. Amin Allah.
And may they increase.
El-Fatih.